When I was a kid, so when I was a teenager, I honestly believed I needed to lose weight. Um, and I was eating what a calculator told me was my maintenance calories, which was 1,450 calories a day, which for, well, I was 60 odd kilos, and that's not enough. Anyone eating that much is not eating enough. I always thought I needed to lose weight. I always thought I was too fat. I used to wear leggings all the time, but I used to wear like a long top to cover me up. And I was really, really self conscious. Like, I always felt like I was too heavy. And I joined the gym in June 2020 and really wanted to get into like weightlifting and getting stronger and like bigger and that way toning up. That's where it kind of started, and then progressed into wanting to get stronger and sort of getting muscles or whatever. And I thought my bulk calories were 2,000. I would start off in the gym eating 1,450, want to lose weight more and more, and ended up eating 2,000 max in that time. So from the June to the January when I started powerlifting. In the January when I started powerlifting, I was tiny. I was about 61 kilos, which for me is quite light. If I was 61 kilos now, I'd be balling because beating it under 63 and naturally sitting at 64.5 kilos is not fun. That's another point I'll get onto later. But yeah, I was at 61 kilos. I look back at pictures now, I thought I needed to lose weight. I didn't think I was fat, I just thought I needed to tone up a bit more. I wanted abs or whatever, that stereotype is. And I ended up being so skinny, like back at pictures, I'm thinking, Jesus, like that's tiny. Just so tiny. And when I started powerlifting in January, I realised that I need to eat more protein, I need to eat more food. So I started eating around 2,000 calories a day and ended up putting on a bit of weight, being better, but I'd eat less because I felt like I was getting too big. And I then had a bit of a mental challenge with clothes sizes. So when I started the gym, I was in between a small and a medium. And then when I started the gym, I started moving towards medium. And not because I was getting fatter, but because I was getting more muscly. And I did post a reel about this on my Instagram, and it was received quite well. A few girls sort of in the gym, whatever, saying, yeah, I felt the same. And it is tough. Watching yourself try and get like fitter and stronger and look more like you want to look, but you're going up a clothes size. Not even my normal clothes, just my gym clothes. I went from a small to a medium, which is not big. Like, you look at the girls that are in extra smalls, they are, I'm 5'4.5", half's important, and I'm still at 64.5 kilos right now. The girls are in extra smalls, they're like 5 foot. These sizes are not necessarily for your weight, they're more for your height, I believe. That's also, I think that they're not tailored to people who are bigger, but that's a whole different argument. So I went up a clothes size and it really, really upset me. I finally got comfortable with that. And fast forward, so I started powerlifting in January, and we fast forward to sort of middle of the year. I got a coach. Really, really getting into the lifting, really enjoying it, really loving how it's making me feel, making me look, just loving the sport. And so I then decided I wanted to compete in December. So my coach and I, we had a chat. We had a video call, we had a chat, and decided what weight category about 12 weeks out, 10 weeks out, I think this was. What weight category I wanted to compete in. And he asked me 63s or 69s. At this point, I weighed 64 kilos pretty consistently. Every time I got on the scales, roughly 64. I said 63s, and he said 69s. And his reasoning for that was he wanted to give me room to grow. So I wanted to qualify for Bucks. He reckoned I had more chance of qualifying for Bucks and doing better at Bucks if I was bigger, but I had the room to grow in the sense I was in the upper weight category. I had lots of kilos room to be able to go, right, that's 6 kilos difference. So I could put on, 5 kilos and still be in, I think it's 5, I don't know, be in that weight category and be comfortable and be stronger. But I looked at my current total and thought I was never going to hit Bucks qualifying total as a 69 because it's higher, it's about 10 kilos higher. As 63, I had more of a chance. And he said to me, is there like a psychological reason for this, like a mental reason? I said, no. I was thinking, yes, there's 100% a psychological reason for this. Is I am terrified of getting fat, I'm terrified of getting bigger. And I thought I was over this body image thing. I thought I was so over it, but it turns out I wasn't. I was still really plagued by it. So we talked about it and we came to the conclusion we're going to go 69s. So then that day, my bulk started. So that meant eating what I was eating already, which at the time was about 2,400 calories a day and about 130 grams protein, and upping that by the equivalent of about 2 slices of bread. So 2,500, 2,600 calories a day, upping my protein a little bit, just to gradually, slowly put on a bit of weight, and hopefully by comp to be about 66 kilos. That's 2 kilos in 10 weeks. A lot, I don't know. I was about 4 weeks into this bulk and I was losing weight. And I don't know if you've ever heard, but sometimes if you eat more, you lose weight. And that's because, turns out, I was eating in a deficit all this time. All the time I was in deficit. I thought I was eating 2,400 calories. I thought that was my maintenance. I thought I wasn't actually eating that much, which is the more likely one, because I would purposely not finish my dinner. I would purposely leave food on my plate. I would purposely track something and then not eat it. I forget, or I would track the whole pie but wouldn't eat the crust. And I binge eat or whatever, but actually 2,400 wasn't enough. But to be honest, I think 2,400 calories is probably my maintenance. At that time it was, I don't know. But anyway, I started eating more. I lost weight. I got down to nearly 63 kilos. So about, 2 weeks out, 10 days, we decided to reverse the bulk and go to 63. So at this point I was 64.5 kilos. So that's where I sit, actually. And we cut. I didn't cut. I went back into my maintenance calories. Of course, psychologically I was thinking, oh my god, I'm not gonna hit this. I'm gonna be too heavy. I need to lose weight. So I've gotten a bit of fat. Like I was, oh my god. So I probably was eating in a deficit, subconsciously on purpose, consciously not. Because I was thinking, if I eat in a deficit, then I'm gonna lose muscle mass. I'm not gonna be a strong on comp day. But then, obviously, in my head, I was thinking, oh no, like this isn't good. I've got 10 days to sort this out. I need to starve myself. Which I did in the middle. I was in the middle. I wasn't eating everything on my plate. Wasn't eating everything I was tracking. I did lose a bit of weight. Not much, to be fair. I was pretty good, I think. Better than I had been in the past. So yeah, I lost a bit of weight. I sat about just over 64 kilos before my gut cut, the gut cut, which is where you basically just lose all your gut weight, where you eat protein powder, ice cream, nuts for 3 days, and I lost about just over a kilo. Yeah. So the morning of comp, I weighed in at 63. At comp, when I weighed in 62.7. It's amazing how much weight you lose from overweight. So yeah, I weighed in at 62.7 on the day. So I was heavy for my weight class, but I filled it out. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to fill out weight class. I was never going to fill out the 69, so in that amount of time. I could have done a bit more, but obviously, silly, decided not to eat properly. Another factor, which kind of dawned on me, when this whole thing kind of dawned on me, was that I was taking creatine, and I had a brand that I'd already taken before, same brand, same species of creatine, I guess, and I was making me sick. I was making me vomit. It was a bad batch. I was just being physically sick after a session, and I narrowed it down to the creatine. I wasn't sure what it was. And every time I was sick, which was 3 times over the course of a few weeks, I would be glad. So I wouldn't make myself sick, but I'd always be glad that I'd been sick, because I was thinking, great, which now means I've consumed less, which means I'm going to lose a bit of weight. I was bulking at this point. I'm saying that like I wasn't thinking this, but the voice in the back of my head was thinking this kind of brainwashed, stereotypical Instagram, magazines, what was taught as a girl kind of voice in the back of my head going, you must be skinny, you must have abs, you can't be muscly, you can't, which is ironic really, have abs, but don't be muscly. Anyway, you need all of these things to be a woman, to be accepted as a woman, but you're trying to bulk right now. And it was that mentality, this voice in the back of my head that was screaming at me that I was getting fat, that I was too big, that I just needed to lose weight. So I would literally track a chocolate bar and I wouldn't eat it. I'd forget. I'd go, oh, well, I haven't eaten today. I'd try to track in the morning or the night before what I was going to eat that day, go through at the end of the day. Well, I haven't eaten, I need to go and eat it. And say, oh god, I don't really fancy it. I would take it out my tracking app so I knew I hadn't eaten. I'd leave it in there, at least for the next day when it was done and nothing to do about it. But another thing that really got in my head was comparison. That whole sort of stereotypes thing is, like, I was competing against girls in my weight category, 63. Well, 69 is terrified me. Part of the reason I don't want to go to 69 because they are stacked. Anyway, the 63s, there's some girls in that category who are taller than me. They're more muscly than me. They are, got bigger boobs than me or whatever. They are just naturally bigger than me, not in a bad way at all. But I look at them and I think, oh, they must weigh more than me naturally. They must, before outside of comp, they must sit at about 65 kilos and cut down. I was talking to some of them, they must sit at like 60 kilos. I'm thinking, how are you naturally sitting at this weight? And I, one night recently, had this all come into my head, all of these thoughts and realizations, and I sent my coach a voice note, poor bless him, about 4 or 5 minutes long, at 11:30 at night, but and he pulled me up on one thing I just said there, which was naturally, they are lighter than me. And there are so many reasons why that is. It might be because I just carry more fat on my hips, maybe, that maybe, more dead stones, I don't know. There's so many reasons that it could be that I am heavier than them, just day to day. So you kind of he sent me a voice note back and really kind of just put my mind at ease. He's good like that. Yeah, comparing myself, and basically after comp at Christmas, I basically didn't track and weigh myself for about 5 or 6 weeks. Got back to uni on the 9th of January, started tracking again, and felt myself slipping back into my old habits. My old habit of going, well, if I eat earlier, then I'll be lighter in the morning when I weigh myself. Or if I don't eat this, I'll be lighter in the morning when I weigh myself. Or, I don't know, I need to lose weight. Constantly going on the bulk website, my protein website, to find their fat burners. They don't even have fat burners. They don't exist. The idea of a fat burner is a complete fallacy. But I would always be looking for these things, and I'm always in a deficit by accident, because not by accident, because this voice in my head is saying, don't eat fat, you're gonna get fat, you're gonna get fat. Even though I'm thinking, in this part of my head going, if I eat that, I'm gonna get stronger, I'm gonna lift heavier, I'm gonna look like those girls I want to look like, those really strong, fit girls. It's a battle. It is a battle. I've just come off the pill as well, and I heard a K girl saying, oh yeah, I lost loads of weight when I came off the pill. Yeah, I lost all this like blubber, or I feel like I've got like a layer of water fat over me, and I look at girls pre-pill and after the pill, and it looks the same as me now before they came off the pill, and afterwards they lost that, and I'm hoping, oh yeah, great, I might lose that. What if I lost 2 kilos, or kilo even? Then I'd be sat at about 63 kilos, and I'd be able to compete with under 63 more comfortably. But I think I'm literally always looking for ways to lose weight, and it's really bad. And I didn't realise it was a problem until recently. I really didn't realise it was that big of a problem. I'm thinking that I'm fine. I'm thinking that I'm not like everybody else, in the sense that I don't care what I look like in terms of if I'm skinny, have abs or whatever, but I do. I really do. And I think people underestimate how much we are affected by social media and people around us, and these diet cultures and these adverts that pop up that say, melt your belly fat in 30 days, or you get a flat stomach. Like, I can't get a flat stomach. My mum never could. She was my height, so about, she taller than me, 5'5". She was 7 stone and still didn't have a flat stomach. Because my family, we have little pouches. We like to protect our uteruses. That's not a problem. And it's all of this, like these girls, I'm not trying to knock anybody on Instagram for flexing and showing off their physique. They should be proud of that. That is epic, what they've achieved with their body. Yet, it's so hard to distinguish between comparing yourself to them and just being proud of them. Just from, making you think, oh, I wish I was like that, to I have to be like that. Like, using it as motivation, like, I'd love to be like that, yes, work for it, to, oh my god, I'm not like that, I'm a failure, I'm fat, I'm ugly. And I think it's so hard, especially as a girl, I'm not a boy, I can't comment, but especially as a girl, to go, oh, I'm just ignore that. I love myself and do whatever I want. That's so hard. That is so hard. But at least I've realised it now, how I feel about my weight, my relationship I have with food, the relationship I have with my weight. And I really hope that more and more people will talk about this problem, that is, especially diet culture, these shakes, these pills, these stupid diets like keto. They don't work because they're not sustainable. But hopefully one day they will eventually disappear, and we'll stop raising our children and our girls on this mentality that you have to be tiny or you have to be big. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's how I see it. I don't see many people like me out there. I see fewer and fewer people like me out there. Maybe that's because of what I am involved with powerlifting and sort of obviously strength sport, so strong woman and everything, but it's tough. It's tough out there, it's tough little world. Yeah, hopefully I can sort out my diet, and that's my plan. I'm going to sort my diet out. I'm going to stop tracking. I'm going to track what I eat in the morning or the day before, like I always did, my routine, but only my 3 meals a day, and possibly a snack. And so long as they hit my protein intake, and ideally my calorie, but not so ideal, not so important, I'm happy. Then if I need to eat more at any point during the day, maybe I need a snack in between a meal, maybe I want a pudding, I'll eat it and I won't track it. I'm just going to eat it. I'm going to eat it without the pressure of being tracked all the time. But yeah, it's going to be a challenge, and I am going to go up to 69 after big bucks, and assuming I am where I am now, I don't actually lose weight because of this pill I've stopped taking, I'm going to go up to 69, and I said that, I have to do it now. So yeah, I hope that even one person watches this and relates and has the same epiphany as I have, and can use this to help them, to sort them out, to help them have a better relationship with food, because strength sports, any sport with a weight category, creates this really toxic relationship with food and your weight, and I really hope this helps just at least one person. So like, subscribe, share, you know the drill.